Hi everybody, so what we're going to work on today is page 39 and 40, okay? The top of this is called Decimal Model, Notice, and Wonder. It's a very low stakes kind of page, okay? Basically just trying to get kids to think about the place value within these two numbers. Here on the left, on this grid, we have 15 hundredths, 0.15. I want the kids to be saying 15 hundredths. Here we have 51 hundredths. Remember, this is the ones, decimal, tenths, and hundredths places, and so on. And so when you're comparing, of course, you look at your highest place value, you see that there's nothing there, or sorry, that there's the ones place are the same. Then you look to your tenths place, which is to the right of the decimal. You see 1 is less than the 5, so you know that this one's going to be the larger one. Matches with that amount. You could also rewrite it and say 51 hundredths is greater than 15 hundredths, as opposed to 15 hundredths is less than 51 hundredths. So down here, I want students to write down what they notice, okay? So here is something that you could do in the beginning. The digits are blank. Both numbers use the blank place. Okay, so what I'm looking for here, the digits are both 1 and 5 being used, but in different order. And then both numbers use the blanks place. So if we're going to set up a place value chart, what that's going to look like is your ones. You put a little decimal here. A decimal does not get its own place value. And then tenths, followed by your hundredths. Remember, these are smaller than 1 whole. Hundredths. So here's what you could do. 0.15, 15 hundredths, 0.51. We see when lining it up in this place value chart, which is greater, to prove these are both correct. So these are ways that kids can kind of start talking about what they see. Over here, and I wonder, that's really not something I can control. If they wonder something, put it in here. This box could also be left blank because this is a pretty straightforward problem. Now, on the back, page 40, we're going to look at this now, okay? It says, based on these two grids above, check all equations that are true. We see we have 3/10 versus 3/100, okay? So what we're going to do is make sure that we know that all of these make up 1/10. These 10 tiny hundredth squares make up one long column. So we're going to go through and check all that are true. We're going to put a check, or we can put an X if it's not. 3/10 is greater than 3/100. I agree. We see that 3/10 is greater than 3/100. Here, 3/100 is less than 3/10. We see that that is still true. This is less than 3/10, so that is also true. Same numbers, just written in a different sequence. Now we're looking at 3/10 is less than 3/100. Is this amount lower than that amount? It is most certainly not, so we'll put an X here. Here we see 3/100 is equal to 3/10. We see that that is not true. This is like 30 pennies versus 3 pennies. We see that that is not true. Down here we have 3/10 as a fraction is less than 3/100. That also cannot be true because we see that 3/10 here is a greater amount than this 3/100. This is the same thing, just in a fraction form. So this is untrue. And here we have that flipped. This is what we want. 3/10 is greater than 3/100. So this would be a check. Please let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. Thank you very much.